En vervolgens spraken wij ook over dit project, het Samap-project, met de grote motor van FAO Samap, de heer Erik Ceballos.
We supported today, we signed agreements for more than 40 small grants, and with this we are concluding the signing of more than 155 small grants in the second call of proposals only. This will add to the already 61 small grants that were awarded in the first call. So we are talking about more than 200 small grants so far in the matching grant facilities since Samap began operations in the country that were awarded. This is an important milestone for the project, but for Suriname, the amount of investment resources for Suriname to boost the agriculture sector with agriculture, mechanization, tractors, other machineries and tools are gonna help the agriculture sector to lift up. We are talking about in this second call only about $2.5 million that are going to be invested in equipment, machinery and services to support production, quality of production, access to markets for fruits, vegetables, roots and tubers, and non-timber forest products across all the country. At the end of all the cycle of the two call of proposals, the total investments of Samap in the agriculture sector will raise up to $3.5 million, and that will be all our commitment in the matching grant facilities that we had with the project at the beginning, and with the support of the Ministries of Agriculture, Regional Development, District Commissioners, and others. Now the most important part begins, is the implementation of all those projects.
And each and every one, Mr. Ceballos, that has been selected, got its material already?
Those that were awarded in the first call of proposals, all of them have already received their equipment and machinery and so on. They are already executing their projects. More than 6 months ago, they are already working with them. We are already seeing results. Some grantees, some beneficiaries that are reporting to us that they already double or triple the level of their production, what was before and what is now. Some that have expanded their market opportunities and their sales. Others that are already prospecting export markets. So we are starting now to see the early fruits of our harvest that we began with the first call. With the second call, of course, now we will move into the procurement of the equipment and machineries first. And we hope to conclude that by the end of this year. Those equipments will be then delivered to the farmers, to the producers, and they will start their projects again, and again. There is a difference with the first call also. These farmers in the second call have been already working with their projects. So they will not start from zero. They are already producing, they are already increasing their expansion of their production, preparing their land for the next cultivation, and so on and so forth. So the equipment that they will receive will lift up, will help them to move a step further in their processes.
And we have been talking also with Minister Sudin about this specific project, Mr. Ceballos, and he's telling us that the European market is a little bit difficult, but the people that had been chosen, they are looking more forward to the Caribbean market.
That's correct. The markets are always a very important challenge for any producer in any country. It's not easy to access the most difficult countries because they ask more things, certification, compliance with rules, regulations that many countries don't have yet in place. Instead of looking far away, you can look to your neighbor. And that's what Minister Soudin has been already working very strongly with the government and the private sector representatives to explore opportunities in the Caribbean region. With the support of Samap, we have been making possible the participation of agro-processors and exporters in these agro-fests. We supported the participation of Suriname in 2020 and in 2022 in AgroFest Barbados, for example. And there are results of those participations because they open opportunities for farmers to sell their products in the Barbadian market. They have now discussed new terms and conditions to expand the exports. There is a good prospect in Barbados, for example. Likewise, the next week we are sending a delegation of producers from Suriname that comes from our grantees. These are those that have already benefited with the grants. They are going now to show their products in Trinidad, in the Agro Forum of Trinidad 2022. And that is showing how the equipment is translating into better quality products that now they can present in the regional markets. If we manage at least to support the presence in the regional markets, then you are preparing for more difficult markets, the EU or others.
Yeah. And let's see what are the chances that they can enter the more difficult markets. Now you have been working years and years with these agriculture from Suriname. Is the quality there?
Well, there is a strong potential. The products have been improving their quantity and their quality. What is still missing is to keep it sustainable, not one time only. Right? The first time went well, but then the second we are back to where we were. We need to be more sustainable on the way we are implementing good agriculture practices. The farmers need to be consistent and disciplined and really follow the procedures that are required. The second area that we've been also supporting to move ahead is by supporting the implementation of the National Food Safety Institute, for example. There is a need for the regulation, certification, and that is still in the making. It's a process that is taking more time, but the institutions in Suriname, like NIFS, like the Standard Bureau, and others are already working on providing guidelines, technical guidelines to the farmers on how they have to meet the requirements of those markets. Samap is supporting that as well. And with the MPPO office, Samap has established a pilot program with the lead exporters from FEAPS and other organizations that are already exporting to the EU market to see what are the residues of their products in terms of pesticides and other products that are not accepted there, to see if Suriname is in compliance or not. So we identified that there are many challenges there. Farmers are applying many fertilizers, sometimes pesticides that are not accepted in the other markets. But knowing that, with the Samap project, we were able to do the laboratory tests. And now we know which exact substances and how much of them are in the Surinamese products. And if they are beyond the norm, now we need to correct and bring it back so then you don't lose another market opportunity. All of those things we are working with the support of Samap.
Yeah. Mr. Ceballos, as the farmers were introduced before signing the papers, you heard that we heard that a lot of them are growing the same things like cassava and so on. If they work together, what will be the benefits of that?
That's an excellent question. You can see that many are doing the same, but they are not talking to each other. They are not collaborating or coordinating. So to address that issue, Samap has been working over the past months on the establishment of the value chain platforms. That is where all these stakeholders, farmers, processors that work in the same product can start to work together and know what they are doing. Oh, if they are doing something good in a district of Procopondo, why not to do it in another district? And share knowledge, experiences, and expertise. One thing. Second thing, knowing who is doing what means that you can be more efficient. What you will repeat what the other is doing. If working together helps to be more efficient, then that's what we are promoting in the value chain platforms.